Well, welcome to another edition of whatever I want to call this. This is Bongo Ideas. And what I do is to pay critical attention to all the tiny details. And today I'm paying attention to Praye Tietie's marriage and um, the good news about his wife finally conceiving and giving birth to twins. Ordinarily, that is a very good news. People will be happy considering the fact that the lady has been looking for a child for over 8 years now, and it has had a toll on their marriage. And society has a way of labeling people and calling them out for not giving birth. You know how the whole marriage institution has become. You need to prove yourself. You need to have babies after some years, and if you're not able to do that, right, they feel like you're failing, and they'll start calling you out. And we know this girl, she has been all over, and people have been praying for her and hoping beyond against hope that things will work in her way, and she'll be favored by God Almighty and give birth, right? So it's a good news. It's a welcoming news. People should be happy. People should congratulate her and be happy for her, right? But me as Bongo Ideas, I'm trying to pay attention to some tiny details. I'm trying to pay attention to the fact that it has been over 8 years, and apart from it being a miracle, right? There are some nitty gritties. There are some tiny, connections that we need to make as to how the pregnancy was conceived, the things that they had to go through, the medical processes, or even some of the medications that they had to use, the whole diagnosing. Were they able to diagnose and know what the problems were, and how they had to go about it in terms of solving it, and putting themselves in the right condition to conceive, right? Because when the whole issue started, people were like, okay, the lady is not able to give birth, because if you look at the history of the guy, Praye Tietie has a child or has kids, before getting married to the lady. So you can't just blame Praye Tietie, right? Because Praye Tietie has kids. So if you want to make an argument for the case or against the case, you are probably going to be on the side of Praye Tietie and be like, okay, so the lady has a problem, maybe in terms of her womb, in terms of the whole conceiving thing, the whole, maybe she's not in the right condition, right? Maybe medically and scientifically, and I don't know, all the least, right? Maybe she's not in the right condition to conceive. So, well, it has been over 8 years, right? And over 8 years, you can't tell me that it is just a miracle. It's not a miracle. It could be that, yes, systematically they had to go through some processes, right? Some of the one or two things, boom, and they were able to conceive, right? But you can't tell me it was just a work of miracle. What happened? What changed? Right? What changed? What kind of medications did they use? What kind of specialists did they even speak to? Right? What steps do they take? Right? We need to know those details, because when you guys were struggling and praying to God for a child, the whole Ghana was behind you. Everybody was praying for you, right? So if you've been able to conceive overnight, then we need to know the reasons. We need to know what conditions and times changed. Because if you've not been able to conceive for 8 years, it means there were some underlying problems. How were those underlying problems dealt with? Right? How were they removed? How were those barricades and barriers removed for the lady to conceive and even give birth to twins? Was there a problem at all? Was there a problem with the man, or was there a problem with the woman? Right? What went into the whole conceiving thing? It's a bedroom issue, right? And it shouldn't be my problem, in general sense, but Bongo Ideas needs answers. I know Ghanaians want answers, because you can't tell me that after 8 years something miraculously happened, and all of a sudden you have a child, bro. Nobody's buying that, bro. Nobody is buying that, bro. Nobody's buying that until we see medical records, until we see reports, right? Until we see the steps that you guys took to change the narrative, to help in conceiving and giving birth to twins, right? Until then, for me, I'm just going to advise Praye Tietie to go for a DNA test. It is very, very important. In this world where things are moving very fast, where everything is transient, and the kind of news I will consume, and the whole social media life, bro, I am not believing every shit out there, bro. I'm not believing every shit because until I can confirm on my own, until I can confirm a news on my own and determine the authenticity, okay, of the report, I'm not going to accept it. We've heard stories where people came out after years of marriage and be like, okay, so I can't cry right, and problems upon problems, DNA testings, and a whole lot, right? So if you want to avoid that, then my teacher should do that, because you can't tell me that after 8 years this did not happen. You can't tell me that after 8 years things did not happen. Things did happen, and we need to know how those things metamorphose into the whole conceiving thing, right? And give birth to twins. What really happened? What step did you guys take? What steps did you guys take? We have stories upon stories where ladies, out of desperation and out of the fact that they are kowtowing to societal pressure, they go out, they move out of their marital bounds, right? And they go out and they sleep and conceive. I'm not saying that is what she did, right? I'm not saying, but I'm just opposing the two scenarios, right? And I'm stating emphatically that anything and everything could have been done in the process of conceiving, in the process of expecting a child. Anything, people can go extra lengths to ensure that they get what they want, because society has already labeled her. Society has already put a tag on her, and even for the fact that Praye Tietie already has kids. Well, people will be like, you. I mean, there's something wrong with you. Obviously, there's something wrong with God. It can't be coming from Praye Tietie, right? Because obviously he has kids. So you as a lady, or you as the woman, what was your problem? What did you do to change those problems? How were you able to rectify the errors and the maybe the natural inaccuracies, right? As far as your bodily functions are concerned, as far as your womb and other critical aspects of you conceiving a child is concerned. How were you able to do that? How were you able to change that? So those are the things that you should be paying attention to. We are not going to accept the mere fact that it is just a miracle. And a miracle says saying. And a miracle says saying. 8 years, after 8 years, I'm going to tell you that. So for the past 8 years, nothing miraculously happened. No, out of the blue, the lady just conceived and they are just happy. No, bro. Paying critical attention to the tiny details, you are going to note that it's either I mean, the problem that has to do with the conception or the conceiving of a child. If that problem was medical, I think then that problem was dealt with. That problem was removed after 8 years. Miraculously removed by act of prayer, or maybe by dint of a doctor's hard work, right? So that problem was removed, and all of a sudden she was able to conceive, or other methods were used, or other avenues were sought after, or other things were done, and it could be anything. So I'm not here to peddle allegations and peddle falsehood. So what I'm going to do is, appeal to Praye Tietie. Praye Tietie, go out there, do a DNA testing, because we don't want Odate Lamte to happen to you. We don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want to sit here and the next 10 years or in the next 5 years, we will be hearing stories upon stories about you coming out there and be crying to the public about the fact that those kids are not yours, and you've come to realization that we don't want that. In trying to avoid that, the right thing to do is to go for a DNA testing. Just go for a DNA testing, bro. Just go for a DNA testing. The stories are plenty. And don't think you are special, right? It can happen to anybody. It can happen to you. And for me, I'm not even stating this because out of boredom or out of being cynical, right? I'm not even doing it because I want to come across as analytical or negative. I'm doing it because I'm considering the length of the marriage. 8 years without a child. 8 years without conceiving. You know, it's mind-boggling, right? There are questions to be answered. What did you guys do? All of a sudden, I mean, past the baby mamma, all of a sudden, more conceive, and I say, Dr. Baby Mom, some kind of prescriptions, and you guys had to follow, and things changed, or you guys, was it a personal problem, or it was a collective problem? Was it solved personally or collectively? What did you guys do? Right? 8 years is a long time. 8 years without conceiving is a long time. Yeah, we hear stories of people conceiving after 11 years, 12 years, 15 years. But in this modern age and time, in this dispensation, you can't believe every shit. You can't believe every shit. Because you have stories of people fathering kids down all days and playing fatherly role to children and later realizing bitterly, right, that those kids are not theirs. I don't think Praye Tietie wants to be in that situation. And I'm not even assuming or presuming that he's already in that situation. I am stating emphatically that in order to avoid that future occurrence, right? It has become very prevalent due to social media and what have you, and moral decadence or whatever, right? Praye Tietie should conduct a DNA, undergo a DNA testing. Just to be sure, just to be extra sure. See, don't believe in the whole miracle thing. Don't believe in the whole your pompine and your things have changed. Bullshit, bro. It be bullshit. It be complete bullshit. Go out there, go and do the DNA test. Go and let a doctor confirm that yeah, you are the father. The paternity of the kids should be confirmed. When this is not rocket science, this is not much ado about nothing. This is very, very important. This is very, very important. This is very, and it is not even exclusive to your marriage, right? It pertains to every situation as far as marriage is concerned, and as far as you giving birth is concerned. You should see in this modern era, you should be vigilant as a man. The vigilance of a man should be top tier, right? Because if you don't take care, you'll be in a situation where, see, it could be cost 90, right? You invest and invest and invest, and at the end of the day, you're not going to yield any results. That is pathetic. That is something that you should avoid. That's not something that you should allow to happen to you, right? So I am stating, I am advocating, I am appealing and urging Praye Tietie should go out there and confirm the paternity. That be all, period. That be all. And I'm even using I'm using Praye Tietie as a yardstick, to tell other people, to tell other fathers that go out there and do the paternity. It is not because you don't trust the woman, right? This is not even about trust. This is about being cocksure that yeah, you are the father. This is not about trust. This is not about loyalty or betrayal. This is not about psychological dishonesty or anything. This is about knowing the medical records of your kids and getting to know and confirm the paternity of the people in your life, the people that are very, very important to you. You don't want to waste the rest of your life taking care of kids that are not yours. Right? We don't want that. We don't want those stories. We don't want that. We don't want to listen to those stories. But they are happening, right? They are happening in several homes. That is the true state of affairs as far as several marriages are concerned. If things are not going out well, if things are not going on well, people move out of their marital bounds to have kids. Right? So you need to confirm that. You can't trust people. You can be under the same roof with a woman or a man and they'll be doing shady stuff that you have no idea about, right? So at the end of the day, if you want to be sure, that is why we have the DNA. They go for the first one, the second one, and the third one. Confirm, bro. Confirm. So yeah, Praye Tietie, baby, I will be that's just the message. Go out there, send your wife, send the kids, confirm the paternity of the kids. If they are yours, hallelujah, right? A miracle. They are there after 8 years. Right? Congratulations. But say what they are, then you will get to know. You know the next steps to take. Paternity test. There are two results. It's either you are the father or you are not the father, right? So go out there and just know. Don't just assume so you're the father because you've been with a woman for over 8 years. So yeah, you've been praying and hoping. So yeah, all of a sudden something happened. Go out there and know the reason. Go out there and confirm and report. Bro, I'm done. Bongo ideas, please. You know what to do. Subscribe, tell others about bongo ideas. Like, oh my god, my goodness. So just subscribe and tell others about this page, and let's keep it rolling. I mean, from henceforth, I'll be dropping a lot of content and paying critical attention to all the tiny details. Praye Tietie, DNA testing, it is a must. Do that and let us know the way forward.